Guys, we got a war out here at Piney Grove. We're being attacked from all angles, and today we're gonna fight back a little bit harder. But when I was over here cleaning up these woods behind me, I saw a white flower, and that set off the alarm bells. So I had the forestry mulcher on back of the Kubota tractor, and I took care of this right here. So what you see there is a genuine invasive pear. And if you think I'm joking, look at the thorns on this guy. And when we bought this property, Deb and I were doing the front fence line about 6-7 years ago. And there was one of these, it was like a bush because it had been chopped down so many times. And I ran over it with light truck with LT tires, and it punctured the sidewalls. So this invasive pear actually cost me a tire because it couldn't be repaired on the sidewall, like within one of the first jobs we did out here. So once I learned what it was, I learned how to identify it, and the easiest way to identify it is in the spring when it has white flowers. So I'm gonna chip that up. It can't spread when it's down on the ground like that. I've already got the stump ground down below the line with these white flowers. It's easy to identify, and I got 2 more we got to take care of today. So I'm pretty good at identifying oaks and maples and stuff like that. But I got humbled by a viewer in a video a few months ago because we have, I don't know if you can see them back there, but there's some tall white trees back there. They don't have their leaves yet this spring. I thought they were maples. They look like a maple tree, maple bark, and the leaf looked like a maple. So I cut one down in a video because it was in the way of the fence line and said it was a maple throughout the video. And someone said, that's not a maple, that's a sweet gum. And so then I did a little more studying, and they were exactly right. It was a sweet gum. So, you know, you get some things right, you get some things wrong. I got that one wrong for sure. We mainly have pine trees. We've got pine trees and oak trees, so there's not a lot of decisions to make on trees. I hate to take a tree down, especially a tree as pretty as these pear trees are, but they'll take over your property. They're invasive and they provide no benefit. You know, if I take a tree down, I want to do something with it, you know, whether it's make firewood or chip it into wood chips for the garden or something, but these trees, they just need to go. You can see that dark green spot there. That's our invasive Kogon grass. Well, that's not, but what was there before was, and we planted that in a food plot mix. And we got to come back in here in a couple weeks and cut that down and till it and replant our pasture in that area. And also the tan area around there is also Kogon grass. And I got to make sure that that's all terminated before we replant it because that stuff spreads like wildfire. We did a little cleanup in this area, and this was a pretty cool find right there. That's a magnolia tree, and I swear it's already doing a lot better since we cleared out around it, gave it some room to grow, get more sunlight. But down here along the driveway is the pear tree I was talking about. It's actually a good looking tree, except for the fact that it's invasive and it's got those thorns on it. And I don't even know how it spreads because it doesn't make a pear. So we have a pear tree that we planted, we bought from probably Home Depot. But what's interesting is that this invasive pear has such a strong root stock that they graft on top of it a regular fruit producing pear. And that way the tree is more hardy. You know, it can exist in a bunch of different environments and less susceptible to disease and stuff. Now, over across the way, and I can see the white blossoms, you guys can't, there was a bigger one. And I don't know if we can pull it out with the Summit tractor. The Summit tractor is 25 horsepower. It's got R14 tires. When it comes to just pure pulling like a disc harrow, it's really a monster when it comes to that. So we're gonna see if we can pull it out. I had to go get a chain, and I have several chains, but I remembered that my dad had a chain, and my dad passed away here, not on Piney Grove, but while he was living here on Piney Grove. And so he brought a bunch of tools with him when we moved him here from Virginia, and one of them was this chain. And I bet you, I'm in my mid-50s now, but I bet you when I was 6 to 16, I used this chain to pull out other tractors, to pull out my truck when it got stuck. It's just a chain that's been passed down. It'll be cool to use it today. All right, let's go see what we can do here. There it is, right there. And it's right up against that pine. So we're gonna back in there. Got a good, easy straightaway to try and pull it out. It might pull out easy, it might pull out hard. I just don't know. One thing I didn't think about was, it's a long chain. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the extra chain I'm gonna have. I know how to hook around a tree, a wrap on the top and a wrap on the bottom. That won't pull off, but I don't know how to hook it to the tractor. This Summit has a really beefy hitch system. I'm not worried about pulling the hitch off the tractor, but I guess what we'll do is just go ahead and use the chain full length. That'll put me out in the pasture by the time the chain gets tight. All right, let's let her rip, Tater Chip. Place your bets now. Can the Summit 24.7 horsepower Mitsubishi engine with 4-wheel drive? I've got a differential lock here for the back tire, so I'll be in true 3-wheel drive, R14 tires. Can it pull it? So I'm going to lock the differential with my left foot, and well, spun all the tires. That's good. Plenty of power, but it didn't pull the tree out. Now we're going to get a running start. And that pear tree is probably intertwined with that big pine tree as far as the roots. Knock the blossoms off. I think I pulled it away from the pine a little bit, but it's in no hurry to come out of here. All right, I'm gonna stay up there and keep pulling on it. You guys stay back here and watch it. Looking like it's getting looser. I think the big root stayed in there, but most of a big long piece came out with it. Some pretty flowers, just like a pear. So we got a pear tree at home that's flowering right now, a real pear tree. Look how long this one root is. It's like 6 feet. It broke it off up underneath there on the main one. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. The chain started off down there, slipped to there. But it's out, and I had fun and showed that this Summit can do some pulling. I had a pin holding the top link on, and a little holder in back of the tractor. And that pin is here somewhere. You know when I'll find it? I'll find it with the lawnmower. Chain still works, Dad. I was thinking I should have pulled out this one first, since I'm pretty sure this one will pull out easy, and save the suspense for the big one. But this one presents a whole different challenge. I'm 6 foot tall, and you see that I'm much lower than the tractor. The tractor can't come down in here. The tractor will get stuck, and it certainly can't pull something going uphill. So Good thing we do have a long chain. It's 2 of them, probably bigger than we think. Those thorns I was telling you about, there's some here low and they just got me in the ribs. We're gonna take out our revenge on this tree. We're gonna triple wrap this one. This is where the tractor has to hook up, and I don't wanna have the chain hit those pine trees and mess them up. So the tractor's gotta be right here and pulling straight. So it's gonna be a harder pull than I thought. It doesn't take much to flip over a compact tractor, so I want to be careful. I don't want to give you guys any bad ideas. This doesn't look steep at all. I just looked in the viewfinder, but here's the front tire. If I go down here to the back tire, I'm at least 2 foot lower. I felt it give. I thought she was gonna go. I was bracing myself. For being honest, I'm a little embarrassed because I know how to hook up a chain. And normally when I hook up a chain, I do it so it doesn't come undone. But twice it's come undone. But I think it's loose. Let's see if she'll come out now. I think you got it. We got it out, and if there's any wives out there that are watching that have husbands that have tractors and they're off in the woods all day on their tractor, and you're just wondering, what's he doing? This right here, you would have thought would have been a couple-minute job, and it wasn't. We accomplished the task, but if I were to estimate what this time it would have took, I would have said, oh, I just need a couple minutes for each tree, 20 minutes max. But by the time you get the tractor and the chain and you have some issues, you're looking at an hour. You burned up an hour. So have a little patience with your husbands out there that are tractor owners and tractor enthusiasts and just like to work their land, because things take time and this is fun. I really enjoy this. I'm blessed to be able to do it out here on our own land. We're blessed to have an audience like you that watches it and allows us to get sponsors like Summit so we can test out their tractor. And we just appreciate you guys coming along with the ride. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. We appreciate you watching. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, remember, life's short, tractor hard.